It's a deep thing as well, you know what I'm saying? Like I've had to retell my story to get my freedom, brother. You know what I mean? And it's so vivid. You know what I'm saying? That take a second. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Got all due respect. You get me?
Yeah, of course.
It's mad because I was thinking in my head, you know what? I might have put my dog in this situation where we're all on the M because I might have gone too far. You know what he's done? He said, "Careful, you man, don't get a life sentence, you know? I've been there before. I've done mad things." And I said, "Shut your fucking mouth." I ran him. I said, "Yo, move from it." I'll give him the serious look in his eyes, like, if you don't move from here now, you're getting banged, innit?
Yeah.
And then he just walked off. But you see, when he said that,
That was your angel, yeah. That was a message.
he washed his mouth on me, bro.
Do you remember your first day in prison? Your first night in prison?
Yeah, man. Horrible, man.
Delinquent Nation, Prison Diaries. This is all. Always got a crazy story. It's gonna be a controversial one. So yeah, stay tuned. But yeah, what's going on, bro?
Yes, my brother. Respect for having me.
No, come on, bro. I think your brethren reached out and told me about your case. Like straight away, I was like, that is it. That's gonna be an interesting one. Obviously, for the people that are even in the comments and that, for them to say what they think as well. But I hear it. So first of all, so your name's O. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in North London. To be specific, Wood Green.
Yeah.
I grew up in for a few years. Then I lived in Tottenham with family and some like children's home and foster care and all that for a number of years.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Finsbury Park after that.
Yeah.
And then after that, man was gone.
Gone. Yeah. We're gonna get into that. Can you tell us a bit about your background? So growing up, you've already said you was in foster care and things like this. So can you take it back? Because what I like to do is, not everyone just does a mad thing, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? I like to go back into the life just to figure out where was the turning point, do you know what I'm saying? Or what kind of clicked and do you know what I'm saying? So how was your upbringing like?
My upbringing, it's a bit complex still, but I think it's relatable to most people in the sense of I grew up with just my mum, you get me, for so many years, you know what I mean? And my two sisters, I got an older sister and a younger sister. No father around, you know what I'm saying? So that was the typical, you know what I mean, single mum, you get me, no daddy around, you know what I mean? And I was just like a bit of an unruly youth, you know what I mean? I think
you was unruly from when you was
I think it's that typical thing of not having a dad around, you know what I'm saying? Most of us brothers, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
We grew up with no daddy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're unruly, you know what I mean? And it's hard for mummy to sometimes manage, man. And then in my situation, it was like, I was so bad at, like, believe this or not, nursery and infant school and then junior school. I was getting kicked out of them because I was just an angry youth. That was, so my mum struggled to get me into other schools after they was kicking me out and that. So she had to go to this guy named Bernie Grant, that he was the MP back in the day in Tottenham,
Bernie Grant?
Bernie Grant.
This is Bernie Grant Centre where
Stop
we're at. Yeah, swear down.
Wow,
that's
man.
nuts. Yeah,
wow,
this is literally Bernie Grant Centre.
See it there? All right, shout out to Bernie Grant, man. Bernie Grant, you got me into Greenfields in Muswell Hill. That was an EBD school, which means emotional behavioural difficulties, but it was just bad youths there, innit? Who had temper problems, innit? Who couldn't be handled in mainstream school. So I was there for a number of years, you know what I mean? And then obviously I was even bad there. So it was like, when I was getting home and that and getting licks and all that, my mum just one day said, you know what? I can't take this madness no more. Like, and I think she was talking with the school and the school was talking about her with my behaviour and they made suggestions and whatnot. Whatever happened, I ended up in care anyway. Mum said, all right then, if I can get a break for the summer, you get me? Yeah? And you can just go and do what he's doing.
How old was you when you went to care?
I was young, you know. I was probably about 8 or 9.
8 or 9.
Yeah, could even be a year younger or something. Around them sort of times,
How long did you go in care for? And how did you feel about going into care? Was you the only one that went into care? Like, you had sisters as well? Like?
Yeah, at that time, I was the only one. My other two sisters ended up, you know what I mean, going into care. I think one of them, in there and doing their own type of thing, like
Yeah.
leaving home and, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
running
yeah.
away from
Yeah,
home. That's
yeah,
what we called
yeah,
it back in the day, innit?
yeah, yeah,
To run away from
run away
home
from
and
home, yeah.
stay with your brethren or whatever, disappear, innit? And then come back and whatnot. So, yeah, bro, man, care. It was, for me, it was like escapism, innit?
Yeah.
Like, first of all, like, raw. I ain't got my mum around me now.
Yeah.
I can just do what I want to do, innit?
Yeah,
like, these
yeah,
people ain't gonna beat me.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I'm even worse now. You understand what I'm saying? I'm running up and down in like Pulford Road, which is on the block of Tiverton in Tottenham.
Yeah,
Do you know where that
yeah, I
is?
know that,
Around St Anne's area. They will call the police, innit, if you don't come back after certain hours. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
all them type of things was happening, and there was a couple man from the ends that was there with me. You get me?
Yeah.
That used to be in Wood Green. They used to call themselves, I think, like Young Mafia, Junior Mafia. Do you remember them?
No.
Like, that was like the little crew
Back in the
underneath a
days-
firm. Do you remember Wood Green Firm?
I remember back in the days when I was growing up, coming from Tottenham,
Mm.
I remember there wasn't really a difference between Tottenham and Wood Green. Do you know what I'm saying? Because there wasn't the beef back in the days.
Of course,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Tottenham and Wood Green, you was united at that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you had Wood Green Firm and you had Tottenham man them.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
Wood Green Firm was like blue leader and
But
you get me,
blue and
etc.
them, like them, I was Tottenham as well. That's what,
yeah,
that's what it's,
right,
yeah.
yeah. But to me, more time because I was growing up and I was in Wood Green until I remember my transition into Tottenham. You get me properly was when I went in care.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So to me, at them young age, okay, Wood Green was them man there. I knew about the Tottenham man there, but obviously there was a few man, you know what I mean, that was like, I think Junior Mafia, Young Mafia. You understand? You had Super, Bigger. You get me? All these type of guys that was in this thing. You get me? And then one of the two of them I see in care and that. You know what I mean? So I started realizing, okay,
Yeah.
the man them's in these places as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Okay, cool, it's more fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
So you didn't see it like, sorry to cut, you didn't see it like you didn't feel abandoned or nothing like that. You just felt like this is lit, like play school, like, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's a
you know, it was
different
because
way.
my mum's strict in it, like most black parents are in it.
Yeah,
Like my mum used to
100%.
give me licks,
Yeah.
ruthless beatings,
Yeah.
tool up and give me licks as well with this. That, you
Yeah.
understand? Or get licking the head with Dutch pot.
Yeah.
My mum's ruthless. My mum bust my head. Here not, you understand? And then tell me, you'll clean that up and make sure you know. You get me? Talk about that. So it was mad. You know how it is growing up when you're getting licks and that. So to be in care now, I'm not getting no licks. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
a bit
now,
of
innit?
freedom,
A
yeah.
bit of freedom, you know what I mean? And then, but the second time I went in care, I started to feel like, rah, do you miss my family, you know?
Yeah, cool.
I remember one time I was in Palmer's Green, living with this woman, and my mum came to visit me, innit? And when my mum and my sister was leaving, like a little tear come out my eye. I was like, I didn't want them to go.
Yeah.
I think that I proper felt like, you know, that family bond of, nah, like,
Yeah,
rah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that woman there in that yard, she was a bit more stricter. You understand?
Yeah.
Because Pulford Road was a children's home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You had staff there, and the staff changed shifts and rare. You know what I'm saying? So it's never got a consistent person trying to be that guardian or that parent role. You know what I mean? In a foster house, you get me? You got a foster parent or parents. You know what I mean? Like they're playing that parent role, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? She was a bit strict, and I was like, raw, man, I kind of miss my mum, like, rare. You know what I mean? So that time there was a bit mad as well. You know what I mean? And then after that, I went home, and then I went to care again. I lived in Ida.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah, the state. down
Yeah,
the road
come
there.
on. You get me? Like the man them I grew up with, you know what I mean? Was on the block with me as well. I was living next door to one of the man them on Ida as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I couldn't really go out and play with them, man.
Yeah.
Them man are older.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
doing their thing.
Yeah.
Right, them times then, them man are driving Renault 5s.
Yeah.
Renault 5 GT turbos and that, you get me? Licking Metros and, you know, like that. I'm still a youth, but you get me? Like, raw. You know what I mean? Can't wait to grow up and be out there with them, man, and whatnot. But yeah, man, so, yeah, that was my little section in foster care, man, and children's homes and that.
And
up
that's how
down
you met the
emotions.
man them as well. And then obviously from there, when you got out of foster care and whatever, what you still linking up with these people?
Yeah, a few, one or two of them still, because when I went back to live with my mum in Wood Green, that I got close. We went one brother. He ended up being my Cody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So even though I know of all the man them and, You know what I mean? Tottenham and Wood Green. You know what I mean? I'm just on my own thing. You know what I mean? Got my own right hand man, and you know what I mean?
Just being on your own.
Yeah, one or two parties here, and you know what I mean. We're starting to do our little thing. You get me, chap, and you know what I mean.
I know
Them time they were buying Lamborghinis and that. Feeling like they're bored. It's like man's got a new shoes, Lamborghini. Hey, you get me, Alizé, yeah. Sometimes it was only the red and the yellow one. Yeah, when man went away, then the blue ones come out and that. But yeah, we was doing our little thing and that, man. Yeah.
So, what was the charge? What did you get charged for?
I got charged for murder.
Now it's not your typical murder, innit? Or like what, you know, it's not your typical one. This is like, in fact, what did you get? How long did you get?
The judge sentenced me to 11 years and 127 days. But at that stage, when he did sentence me, I'd done a year on remand. So
in total, like,
altogether though, it's mad. It's complex because I did 17 and a half years.
Oh, but okay, you did 17 altogether.
Nah, stop you there. This is why I'm saying it's techie.
Yeah.
Because I did 14 years behind the door, altogether. Then I got out, and then I was only out for 9 months, and I got recalled.
Okay.
For 2 years. And then I was out for 3 months, and then I got recalled for a year and a half. So altogether, 17 and a half years I've done, brother.
Yeah.
You get me? Off of this.
Yeah.
You get me? Life sentence.
And how old was you when you caught them?
I was 19 still.
You was 19. All right. So that's what I want to get into. So tell us about what led up to the M. Cause it is proper interesting. Like, tell us what led up to it, what happened, and then we can talk through.
So basically, when I was 19, my right hand man at the time, he was 19 as well, but he quickly turned 20. Around the times it was like 2003 summer. I was living in Finsbury Park. Sometimes my boy was like down the road from me, you know what I mean? So it was basically, you know what I mean, in Finsbury Park area, you know what I mean? And it's mad.
Yeah, I can
see my dog. I've gone through it. You know, like I've had to go through it with psychology and rarity. It's a deep thing as well. You know what I'm saying? Like I've had to retell my story to get my freedom, brother. You know what I mean? And it's so vivid. You know what I'm saying? That take a second. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Got all due respect. You get me?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And them thing there. So what's happened is my boy, his girl he was with at the time, they were going for a bit of a rough patch in the relationship and whatnot. And she basically had a friend. She said it was a friend. And they were chatting in his yard, some social gathering type of thing. Where he's got his brother there and his friends them and whatever. Yeah, so like a little drink up, socialising and whatnot. And she's chatting to this guy in his yard about a relationship and whatnot and general things. And, you know what I mean? I think it was some confiding in each other type of thing.
Yeah.
He was doing this yard man role of, well, tell me a problem, man. You can't tell it off a fix them, man. Rare tear, you
Shoulder
get me?
to cry type of thing.
That type of thing. But obviously, this is the story that she's relaying to my dog, and then my dog's relaying this to me, which I'm relaying to you.
Okay,
You get me? So you have to pay it that respect, how I'm telling it, So obviously, she's saying that, she went to link him a second time now, jamming his yard, and he was like, can we take a little side room here and chat, because obviously you're telling me that you're stressed out again and rare tear. I don't really want to talk about your business in there in front of everybody. So they've gone in his room to the side or whatever, had their drinks and whatever, sitting chatting, and then he's tried to move to her. She said no. Then he's just forced the situation.
Okay.
And done the nasty man thing. And she's saying, look, he raped me. He held me down. I tell him to get off. He wouldn't get off. Yeah, he was making all comments while he was doing it, like, I'm a bad man, I'll tell your man about me, and rare. And
swear down,
it was vicious, man. And so this story got told to me, you know what I mean?
So her guy, who she's been, like, obviously she's with him, but they have been their dramas or whatever. She's obviously told him, like, my man's raped me, told all the details, he's told you. And then guy. Yeah,
so he's telling me this story after, like, I haven't seen him for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, you don't see your boy for about 2 weeks and you get the phone call out of the blue.
Yeah.
yeah, come downstairs in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool. I'm chilling with my girl.
Yeah.
My girl's thinking, raw, that was a bit random. You get me just jump up and you get me getting ready to cut out. Well, go on, don't watch that. Don't watch that. I'm telling her, soon come. Book. Gone downstairs, spoke to him. Yeah, we've made like, well, he said, look, we're going to go to my yard, chat to my girl again and get her to confirm this. Yeah, cause it sounds a bit booky. So he went to his yard, didn't it? And his girl's there and she phoned the guy and said to him, look, why did you do that and violate and not stop when I told you to? You get me? From that response, we're going to make from it whether or not this guy's guilty, innit? Because he's on speaker, innit? And we're just being quiet. So to him, it's just her and him talking. You get me?
So she's calling and she's like, why did you?
Yeah,
okay,
why
to
did
confirm
you,
it. Yeah,
because
okay.
he wants to know. You get me?
Are
like,
you chatting ass or?
Yeah.
Because, sorry to cut you, but it's like in that situation, she's got motive to lie in it because she's, you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But she's called him, so.
Yeah, so she's called him and said that to him, and then his response was just a mumble. Like, I just couldn't make it out.
Yeah.
No one could make it out.
Yeah.
Between the three of us, we were like, what? Like, and she asked him again, and he just mumbled like, ooh, something. And it was just mad. So from that, I think we all just took it as an admission of guilt without even saying it to each other. Like, so from that point on, my boy was like, listen, you're going to go to your yards. There's a bat in the flats. Go and get that. I've got one in my boot. I'm going to wait. We're going to get Tara to tell my man, come and link. You get me? And then obviously we're going to just say to him, yo, you're violated. You have to stay away, innit? Yeah? Keep it moving.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
That was the
On
plan.
paper, it's all good, innit?
Yeah.
But in theory now.
So you didn't actually think like, right, man's going to do it. You just wanted to chat and say like, right, allow it.
I'm just thinking, you know what? I said to my guy, I said, bro, you know this might go mad, innit? Like,
could easily go left.
If you go mad, because you don't know how this guy's pulling up.
Yeah.
If he's saying to her, he's this guy and that guy, he was saying to her, look, I'm a bad boy, my name's this and that, and you get me, I've got be a man on road that doing this and that for me, and he could have been gassing and lying, but I'm thinking, raw, 50-50, yeah. If this guy did genuinely rape her, he might be coming on a defense thing, like thinking like, raw, is the girl trying to set me up? Because I genuinely did do that, so I have to come on a thing where I'm not slipping. So I'm thinking, right, if this guy's going to come in and he's not slipping, he might come with something. He might come with his budget.
100,
And if he is a bad man, and he's a bigger man for us, so apparently he was in his late 30s, at the time, I'm just 19. I was 20, I'm thinking, right, all right, older man, supposed to be a bad man as well, right. You can't go there underprepared. But I'm saying to myself, look, all right, we're going with the bats, but it could go mad, fam. So, you sure you don't want to explore other options? He's like, nah, this is what we're doing. I'm saying, okay then. Cool. Let's go. But he's telling me this with water in his eye as well, bro, so it hit me. You understand?
Yeah.
It hit me in a way where I wanted to bawl, but I'm like, nah. Firm this one.
Yeah. Word.
You get me?
Word,
We're gliding, innit? Is where it is. So, boy.
So you've come, so you've turned up now.
We've turned up now. We was waiting in some phone boxes for the guy to pull up. She was at the bus stop waiting for the guy to pull up. It was mad because I was waiting for like a good 10 minutes, but those are like the longest 10 minutes of my life. You know what I mean? Like, right, it was mad because obviously when you're waiting to do something, the realists will know, innit? When you're about to go and do something,
the
you get that
pumping,
feeling. You feel raw, that adrenaline, and you're like, raw. Wow, go on. How's this gonna turn out? You get me? It's a feeling only certain people will know about, but man had that feeling, you get me? So the 10 minutes was long. But within that 10 minutes, some junkie tried to come in the phone box and was like, I want to use this phone box. We're like, move from here, man. Go use the one next door. He's like, no, I need to call my baby mother. I've got to take my youth to school tomorrow and some other shit. I was like, move, man. You get me? But he's clocked the bats in the phone box. And you know what he's done? He said, careful you, man, don't get a life sentence, you know? I've been there before. I've done mad things. And I said, shut your fucking mouth. I ran him. I said, yo, move from it. I'll give him the serious look in his eyes like, if you don't move from here now, you're getting banged, innit? And then he just walked off. But you see when he said that?
That was your angel, That was a message.
He washed his mouth on me, bro. He washed his mouth on both of us. It was mad. I don't know how he said that. And then I did.
You could look at it like he's washed his mouth on you, or you could look at it like that was I don't know, like a higher power telling
Probably,
you, allow
definitely.
it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes
Yeah.
you get these messages and it's come across as just a junkie.
Yeah.
And he wants that phone box, and then he's clocked. He said, "Man, you don't catch a life." So it could have been. You could look at it like he washed his mouth when you, but you can look at it in another way, like, okay,
What a divine intervention.
Yeah,
like,
like
yo,
yeah, exactly.
If you really read into this
Yeah.
right now, yeah, you for U-turn.
Yeah.
For true, I've looked back on it like that as well, you know, brother. But the things that have happened after and come out of everything that's happened 17 years after, it's a bit. I think, raw. If that never happened, then this wouldn't have happened, and that wouldn't happen, and you know what I'm saying? It's a
Yeah.
bit mad.
But I actually, my opinion, anyways, yeah, 'cause I've been in similar circumstances where you just get a random, just walk past and they just say something, and you're like, bro, what, do you know what I'm saying? And then do you know, it's like a gut feeling. Sometimes you get a gut feeling, don't listen to it. But this is a person, not even a gut feeling. It's a person telling you, like, man, you don't catch it. Obviously, true. You never went jail before that, innit?
I went jail twice before that for driving offences.
Little stints, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was probably the one you probably didn't think, right, this could be an M. Man, you probably thought the worst case, man, you're going to batter him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And it gets like that, innit? But yeah, sorry, bro. Carry on. I just wanted to, you get me? 'Cause I think that was a divine intervention. Like, I think these things happen.
Yeah, it was mad. So after he's left the phone box, about 2 minutes later after that, the man's pulled up. So we've come out the phone box. She's like, well, obviously got off the bus stop, started talking to him. We've come out the phone box, and as we're approaching them, this is only like about 20 steps from where they are. You get me? As we're approaching them, it's like he spun and he see us coming, and he's just grabbed the gal.
Nah.
Yeah, and like held her like in a bear hug sort of thing. So like she's shielding him, you know, like that, like raw. This gal is in my arms right now, so if anything I go on, you better pause because this girl's in my arms. So I've grabbed his arm and lick him with the back with one hand. Get me around his area around there, and then my boy's done the same thing on the other side of him. He's let go of the gal.
Yeah.
The girl's gone off. It's close to my yard at the time, so I think she's gone off into my yard or whatever. And then my man's obviously trying to defend himself, so he's trying to block and then he's trying to grab the bat at the same time. So I'm kind of like backstepping with my bat and still swinging. I'm thinking, I'm not letting you take this thing off me.
Yeah.
It's a bit mad right now.
Yeah.
But each time I'm just swinging with the bat, and then I can just hear smash. So after I realised, well, my doggies just smashed out the whole of the car windows while I was just
while you was going at it with him.
Going at it with my man, and then obviously my man's dropped to the floor, and I've just 10 toes.
Yeah.
Shouted to my boy, "Lo, come." We've cut up the road, dropped the bats off in some bins, and then
at that point, what did you think? Did you think he just knocked out, or did
I'm thinking he's beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's taken some headshots. He's
he's
wounded.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
But you didn't think it was a body?
No, I didn't think it was a body.
Yeah.
Until after, like, we've circled the block, and then we've seen the white tent in the road.
Yeah.
And obviously my yard overlooks the road.
Yeah.
Where the tent is and all that. So I'm watching everything from my window, and it's all mad, and I'm thinking, shit, this is peak. This looks like, get me, murder scene, like, you know what I mean? And so I'm down on my knees all praying, brother.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Nah, please God, don't make this guy die, because that was a bait thing. This was mad. This is big Stroud Green Road.
Yeah. Oh, Stroud Green Road, it happened.
Stroud Green Road, brother.
Oh yeah,
where the Tesco's is.
Yeah. Shit, swear down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bait.
About 9, 10 o'clock at night, be a witnesses. You get me? Like, I'm thinking, this is mad. Like, man just had on a hoodie. Man wasn't.
Yeah. Because like you said, you just wanted to check him quickly. You didn't even really, you get me, until he grabbed the girl and.
So it's an instant reaction, isn't it?
But to be fair, like my opinion on this is, like, quickly, if he's seen you man coming and then he's grabbed the girl straight away, I think that in itself is guilty.
That's an indication
it's an indication that, like, because if you just beat it and it was cool, and
why would you do that?
Yeah, why would you then try and grab
who does
the girl?
that?
Yeah,
who does that?
Yeah,
who does that? See two man coming
100%
with bats, two figures coming, you get me, hooded up and that, and then just grab the gal like you're supposed to be picking up.
That's an indication. I think like that he probably did the.
He thought, oh shit, straight away it's clicked.
Yeah, I heard that still. So, bam, you seen the white tents and that, whatever, it was bait. How soon after did you get nicked?
It was about 6 weeks after.
No way.
Um,
So in them 6 weeks, did you think maybe you got away with it? Or?
you know what? The Crime Stoppers board went up about 6-7 days after it happened. Because I think he died 3 or 4 days after, but then the murder board went up a couple of days after. So Crime Stoppers board was all over Stride Green Road. You know what I mean? And it was mad, car. I just felt bait. You know what I mean? And obviously my dog was like, you know, we can't roll for a little while, innit, car? It was mad. Like, he's taller than me, innit? And I'm the shorter one, innit? So he's like 6 foot something. I'm only 5'9". So, like, we just stayed away from each other for a little while. We was talking on the phone, but I just felt like I was being watched. And, you know what I'm saying? Because of that crackhead that night as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just mad. And then, obviously, that murder ball going up as well. I was thinking, right, I need to bust out the country. I need to cut.
When it went up, was it a picture of your face?
No, it was a picture of his face saying, "Do you know this man?"
Oh.
Because he was here illegally in the country.
Okay.
And obviously they didn't have his proper identity.
Okay.
They had him down as a couple of aliases. So on the board, on the Crime Stoppers board, it said, "Do you know this guy?" or otherwise known as this
guy.
name.
Yeah.
We want any information relating to his murder. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So one day it was mad, like across from my yard, Stride Green Road, like there's a bus stop. And I looked above the bus stop and I see a curtain twitch. And I felt like it was feds watching me, and it was. They were doing their operation. They were doing oboing me. Yeah. But later on I found out their obo was because of the crackhead. He phoned the Crime Stoppers and said, "Yeah,
no way.
I know who these guys are. I'm seeing them every day. I'm every day, come and get them, come and get them." And in the police interview, you know, that there was like, well, we heard we didn't have nothing to go on, but we had this phone call consistently, day after day, consistently from this one guy saying he knows this, he knows that. And then because we never had nothing to go on, we just went with what he was saying. The information he's saying, that the tall guy, short guy, there's a girl. Because I was coming out of my house after all of that with my girl who was staying with me at the time. So the witnesses were saying, look, on that night, we see 2 guys and a girl, and the attack happened. So they're looking for basically 2 guys and a gal. I'm coming out of my yard with just my gal. 1 or 2 times, I did link my boy. Yeah. So the surveillance that they've seen, okay, he's tall, he's short. There's a gal.
Yeah.
What the crackhead saying?
Yeah.
All right, cool. They did a door-to-door in that area. They come to my door and said, right, it was mad. They come to my door and said, right, where was you that night? And I was like, right, I was at my boys' yard up the road. Gave them an alibi, yeah? Not knowing that they're already onto me.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, right, they're doing a general door-to-door because they're going to do that for an M. They're going to question everybody in that area. You know what I mean? To see if you was about. Did you see anything? And they checked my alibi and went up the road to Holly Park Estate. And this Brazilian boy that used to go to my school in Highgate Wood. Yeah. I went up to his yard. We did go up to his yard, me and my dog, and we changed off our clothes, whatnot. I said, circle the block, come back. Yeah. He basically just sung. Said, yeah, they come to my yard. They changed their clothes. It was in a kind of an agitated state. Yeah. I knew something was going on, but they weren't telling me much. They just said they had a little madness, a disagreement with some guys down in Rowan's. You know, Rowan's bowling alley. Yeah, that's what we told him, innit? Because my instinct was telling me, you know what? I can't really tell this guy, you know, it don't feel right. This is a mad thing. You get me? Like,
you're not really supposed to say anything to anyone.
Right, that's just how it goes, innit? I didn't just say, yeah, little disagreement, but you get me? We're just a cheer and jar fan circle. You know what I'm saying? But he's told them everything. So they put that with what the crackhead said. You know what I'm saying? Then kicked off our doors one day, questioned us. Sorry, I forgot to mention as well, they found the baseball bats in the bins. A couple of blocks up from where I live as well. That was just messy as well. It was just stupid. But anyway, that's other things set, innit?
Yeah.
That's what man, you know what I mean?
Gets like that, innit?
Gets like that sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it's mad, man.
So they've booted off your door, like, arresting you for murder. At that point, was you already prepared? Did you already think this is going to happen, or did you think you might be
what?
off?
There was a sense of relief in me, you know, bro. I was like, fucking hell, thank God this is over, man. This is mad. I didn't like
I get you.
not knowing
Yeah.
when they're coming, because I
Yeah.
felt like they was coming. Because another thing that happened as well, we got stopped in Turnpike Lane. It was in my dog's car, yeah, late at night. And a few bits and pieces in the car and that, and I thought, oh shit, we're fucked.
Yeah.
So the feds now, they've walked off for a second, gone on their radios, and come back and gone, no, we've got another situation to deal with, mate, you're all right. Later on, they've told us in the interview, yeah, you will stop one night, but the officers, what they call them, flipping uniform officers, were told by CID, leave them alone.
Yeah.
Because they're getting,
Yeah.
yeah,
We're doing the
watched,
Obo,
they're doing Obo for the M.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? All that kind of sense, is raw. How come they just let man go on in a thing with the curtain across the road from my yard and, you know what I mean?
You do clock
Yeah, I
Obos,
felt like,
yeah.
nah, this is mad, man. And then the murder, it was all tense. It was like, nah, this is mad. And people were saying to me, yeah, can help you bust out, you get me? Just get your passport ready, this, that, and the other. And that was all taking long. And I thought, nah, this is mad. And then every week that went on from there, I started to think, yeah, it might be calm. Remember, it was 6 weeks, you know, bro, until they kicked off my door. So I'm thinking, yeah, it might be calm. So I'm just cooling in my yard and my gal, you get me? Silly o'clock in the morning, boom. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, raw, is this man? Because I had a little bit of dramas on the road with certain little idiots and whatnot. And I thought, raw, is it the ops? So I flew out the bed and gone to the door. But you get me, the way they come in with their kit on and rare. And just, you get me? Manhandled, man. And yeah, when they said, yeah, I'm arresting you for murder, blah, blah, blah. I was like, fuck, you know. Okay, cool.
Because at that point, you must have been thinking, yeah, it's a write-off. I'm done at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was it, man. You know, like, if you've ever been bagged before, you know what I'm saying? You know that feeling. You know, like, they got me, fuck it, man.
Yeah.
That's it now, man.
But at the same time, with your thing, I don't know if you knew from Guy in Jail before, but obviously with a body, that's a wreck, innit? So it's like you're doing the whole sentence.
Of course. At them times there, I was thinking, raw, everything I know about jail and that, to my knowledge, is raw. M is 25 to life.
Exactly, yeah.
And they can give you that natural thing where you're not coming out.
Yeah.
You're staying in there. Yeah. So I thought, oh, shit. All I got to make sure is I don't get the natural life thing, you get me, or the 25. Anything underneath that, I could probably manage, Carl. Doing the maths,
Because you would have come out, even if you got a 20, you would have come out like maybe 45, do you know what I'm saying? 44, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
You still got life. So, what, did you and your Cody get back together?
Yeah, they kicked off my door, my Cody's door, the girl's door. Even my sister's baby father's door. It was mad because they thought that he bought the baseball bats from, I think, do you remember Briggs and Wood Green back in the day? They thought he bought the bats from some shop called Briggs anyway, yeah? But they looked at the CCTV and realised after, when they see him in the flesh, it wasn't him, and they let him go, innit? So initially there was 4 of us that got arrested for all on murder. They let my sister's baby father go after they realised it weren't him who bought the bats.
So that's what I was going to get on to next. So the girl that had said that the guy raped him, she must have got arrested for murder as well, no?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. Was that on like, but how did they even know, do you know that she was involved like that, or did she say it, or like?
Because obviously they did surveillance, innit? So the surveillance that they had was watching me and my girl and then watching my dog and his gal. Yeah, but they just didn't know which gal
it was
at the bus stop. So my girl even got arrested.
Oh, okay.
But they de-arrested her quickly.
Yeah.
When her parents got involved. They were like, no.
It's not her,
Yeah, and that was it. So it was 4 of us.
Oh, okay.
And then they let my sister's baby father go after about, he must have been on my mom for about 3 or 4 weeks in Belmarsh. He was pissed, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was mad. And then that's it. The 3 of us just waited for trial.
So in that time, must have been like, a lot must have been going through your head, Were you thinking you could possibly bust it?
You know what? I was thinking, I need to know what they got in it, and then take it from there. And obviously, once I see that, they give you a thing called first disclosure, innit, where they show you the first little piece of evidence they got, and then they don't have to show you their main belly. You know what I mean? Until the trial, they only got to show you a little piece in a sample. Yeah. So from the sample that they showed, man, I was like, Ross, this is mad. Get me? They got the boy saying that, yeah, you come to my yard, you know what I mean? Singing Rare Tear, and then they've got the bats. Yeah, they got a pair of crepe. You know what I mean? That was supposed to get bun up, but they didn't. Yeah. They got, you know what I mean?
So you basically knew.
They're saying they wanted to do an ID parade. They had 14 witnesses. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then we done the ID parade obviously before the trial, and then you know what I mean. Out of them 14, a good majority of them
pointed
at me and my dog. You know what I mean? And the gal, yeah. So they had a few bits on us still. So I thought, you know what, best thing man can do out of this is a manslaughter, innit? Like,
yeah.
That's when it all gets techie, you see, car. Like, I wanted the manslaughter, you get me, but my defense is presented it to the prosecution, yeah. But obviously, you've got my Cody there, innit?
And he's trying to bust it all.
And he's trying to bust it all.
Yeah. So he's not even going to take that.
He's saying, no. Fuck the M.
Yeah.
Fuck the manslaughter.
Fuck everything, yeah.
Yeah, fuck any conspiracy. No. I'm going home. I didn't kill nobody. Yeah? Anything underneath that, nah. So it was a bit techie still because, you know what I mean? We had a few words and whatnot, and he was like, nah, I'm not taking it. And I said, you know what? Fuck it, just do what you're doing, innit? My trial was peak still because it was like, let's put this in the best way possible. I didn't have to say anything. My barrister said, look, I'm going to present your defence to you. Because you were just in your yard, chilling with your gal. Yeah. Your boy just called you out of your yard. Yeah. He's gone to back him for a mad situation. Yeah. He should have gone Pete Tong. Yeah. You know what I mean? You just there to help your brethren like anyone would do. Yeah. Just gone mad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't go out of intention to kill this man. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Things happen, innit? Like, yeah. So my boy's defence was, right, okay, I called him out his yard. It was my plan, Rare Tear, to go and do all this. But when it started jumping off, all I did is just lick man a couple times, and then I turned my attention to the car and started smashing up the car. I don't know what was going on in the road behind me and that. I can't, you get me? I knew that my man was behind me. You get me in the road with and that, but I don't know what was going on. I can only account for what I did. Yeah. And as far as I'm concerned, I hit my man several times, and my blow could have been the fatal blow that caused these things, or it could have been the blows that were going on in the road if it were going on sort of thing. But I was like, rah.
It's a bit. Yeah, it's a bit. Just a bit. I think we were having a conversation about this the other day on another podcast.
No, because let's have it right. We're from the ends, innit? Yeah. So if you call a man to come mash your works and he's your dog, he's supposed to say, you know what? We look at it like, I'm gonna hold that. Yeah. You're cool, innit? You're going home. I mean, I'll take that. I'll hold that. But it weren't like that. I don't think my dog at the time, he's fully from the road. Like, he didn't have that mentality. Yeah. I don't think so. You understand?
It's
mad.
One,
so really and truly, I kind of saw that in him as well. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to pressure him like that. I'm going to accept responsibility for what I done as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I swung a whole heap of times. Yeah. So it's mad because I was thinking in my head, you know what? I might have put my dog in this situation where we're all on an M, because I might have gone too far. But really and truly, the whole situation is your situation. So really and truly, you're supposed to say, you know what? Yeah. I'm going to take that from you, big man. And I'll just... It was like, I think his mentality was, and this is my opinion, you know what I mean? He might differ on it. You never know, he might have him on your show one day.
Maybe.
He thought, right, I'm going to take responsibility for what I done, and then...
You take responsibility
for what you done.
Yeah, that's it. It's mad.
So really and truly, you get me? It turns into what they call a cutthroat trial.
That's what I was about to say. Did it turn into a cutthroat thing, car?
It is. Yeah, it is. It is. But like I said again...
So cutthroat, just for those that don't know, is basically when one Cody decides to pull it on the other Cody kind of thing, and Yeah, so the barrister, one barrister will be going against the other barrister.
Of course.
Or QC, which you
Of
you know the
course,
QC,
of course, of
innit?
course. Because my QC saying, look, my man just come out his yard to defend his friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He might have swung the bat a few times, and then obviously as soon as the man's dropped to the floor, broke his fall, he's run off. He didn't go out with the intention to kill my man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My Cody's barrister saying, well, my client, you know what I mean, did call this man out of his house, but when the violence started, he only dished that 1 or 2 and then started smashing the car. So, to account for the injuries that caused this man's death, we'll leave it up to you, the jury, to decide.
Yeah, wow.
In the way barristers word things.
Yeah.
It's mad. They got their bars are different.
They got different bars.
Different bars.
Yeah.
Different. Yeah, I got jury members all looking at me like scowling, screw face, like raw, like I'd done something to them personally. I thought, raw, I'm gone.
That's how you know, especially in the old, you was in the Old Bailey.
Come on, then most of the witnesses are saying that, 14 of them, most of them are saying, raw, the short one. Done the most. I'm thinking, oh my God.
Yeah, it's you, yeah.
The jury's looking at me like they hate me. All the witnesses are saying the short one done the most.
But either way, I think that's a joint enterprise thing, innit? So it's like, either way, it was in my view anyways, I think it was your brethren that called you out, cause it's not your gal, it's not your beef, you're just backing your brethren really. And then, it's happened, then it happens a lot, like sometimes, that's cool, it happens a lot, yeah, where it pops off, and then sometimes it might go too far, innit, do you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's not your madness, innit? I think that was probably for your brethren to say, you know what, this is my gal, this is my gal, you come out and back to it, I'll hug the bird, innit? But that's the right thing to do, but I don't think that happens in a lot of cases as well, innit? Car.
Nah,
remember, like you said, you was in Belmarsh, so you was Old Bailey, you went Belmarsh, yeah? How many other cases did you see where there was beer codes, but then one man can hug it, because that man actually, he's the one that did it, yeah, but he's like, nah, man's not hugging it, we're taking it to trial, and then it just kind of, you get me? But what happened with you and your Code then? Did they separate you from different wings? And
no, that's what I was gonna say. I was just gonna take you back a bit there, because the Belmarsh thing was, there's a Crown Court called Woolwich.
Woolwich, yeah.
Yeah, and they take you underground, yeah. And obviously, I think you kind of passed Belmarsh into thingy. So I was only in Belmarsh, in the cells underneath, to go into the court, because I was too young to be in Belmarsh. But we were both going to the courts from Feltham. Yeah, because my Cody was 20 at the time and I was 19. And then when he turned 21, they sent him from Feltham to Belmarsh and kept me at Feltham. Yeah. Yeah, and then when I turned 20, they sent me Aylesbury until I was 21. Yeah. You know what I mean? And after that, Starred Up, and then all the adult jails, life and jails, whatnot. You know what I mean? Yeah, so...
So, like, so basically you guys fell out, basically, after that.
You know what it was? It was like, they put him in Belmarsh. I was where I was in Feltham doing my thing. Wrote to each other briefly a few times, you know what I mean? But, you know, that was it. It was like a few and far between, few little letters here and there. But, you know what I mean? We kind of kept the link, and then I did back him in 2009 in Swellside.
Oh, you see him? You boxed
him? Yeah. Because it was mad. I was trying to get to jails that he was at, but...
But why was you trying to link him though? Because was it a cutthroat trial where it was like, right?
No, I'm talking about after we got sentenced.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, after we got sent off through the trial, we was in the same jail together. We was in Feltham all the way through the trial.
But that's what I mean, like, because it was a cutthroat trial.
Yeah, it was mad. But no, I said to him, look, you can't do this. You have to do this and that and the other, and tear. And there was another guy that was on the wing with us. That was a bit older than us, you know what I mean? And he's been through like Section 18s and bus M cases and that and he was schooling us on it, you know what I mean? He was like, listen, I know you man are religious people and you get me, and you got your fate and all that, but there's a difference between holding the fate and judge and jury, you know? Yeah? So you have to get you lot's things straight. Yeah. I don't make this sense both of you going down for this. One of you needs to be on the road at least.
And then you can support from the road.
You get me? But again, I don't know. It seemed like my boy wasn't thinking like that. You know what I mean? So it did get a little bit tense, but again, I'm saying to myself, raw, she's mad. What am I going to do? It won't change nothing. What am I going to do? Like, fight him? What am I going to do? Beat him up? What? You know what I mean? It was mad. I was in a conflict with, was it my fault?
Yeah.
It's almost psychologically fucked for me. I thought, raw. I got my dog into a situation.
Yeah, I don't think you have 100.
No, but at that time,
Yeah.
as a 19-year-old,
Yeah.
with that 19-year-old brain,
Yeah.
it was confusing for me. Like, did I?
Yeah.
Was it me?
Yeah.
Nah, man, it wasn't me. They called me out of my yard. It was
Yeah.
his thing.
Yeah.
He brought me on his thing. But no, did I go too far?
Hmm.
I couldn't balance it out. So because I couldn't balance it out, I just didn't say nothing. I went into my shell almost.
Mm.
I just didn't say nothing. I'd accepted it. I thought, fuck it. If I don't get 25 years, I can ride this. And
Yeah. Yeah.
like a soldier.
Yeah.
And come out. You get me on the other side. Still
Yeah.
strong. You get me? Thank God on that. But yeah, that's how it was, bro, man. So we did get into like heated discussions and that a few times, but he was so adamant and not budging.
Mm.
I just said, oh, fuck it.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Whatever, man.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Whatever, man.
So what did the judge hand down to you then? What sense was it?
So at that time, I did about a year on remand, and then he gave me 11 years, 127 days. Yeah. But I went over tariff. Yeah. Ended up doing 14 years.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get into that. And then what did your code do you get?
He got 12 years,
12
127 days plus the year in it. So.
And then the girl who.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, with this trial thing, what happened is her barrister got her a plea bargain with the prosecution for conspiracy to assault on the basis that her cases, she thought, okay, well, no, not she thought, she knew that we're going to go and approach this guy, but she didn't know there was going to be violence, and she definitely didn't know the guy was going to die.
Yeah.
So because of that, they called it conspiracy to assault.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
levels down from
Of course, yeah,
murder,
yeah.
conspiracy to murder. She got conspiracy to assault.
Yeah.
Yeah, she already done that year in Maman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And did she give her something like an extra 2 years to do on top of her something? Took off the Ramadan time. She was out after a little piece, and
okay.
you know what I mean? That's what she got. And then it was mad because, again, the jury was asking, "Where's the girl?" I want to hear from the girl. They're asking that to the judge, sending notes to the judge. Yeah, and the judge he didn't send notes back to them. He said to them, "Look, this trial's gonna go ahead. Yeah, you will know that this story was told to these two young men by a female. She's a real female. She's a real person, but she won't be part of this trial. So you won't get to hear from her directly. All you have to deal with is these two young men were told this story, and this is what they done on that on the night in question.
Okay.
To deal with them on that basis.
Yeah. So she was kind of protected in a way.
Yeah, it was mad because I'm thinking, hold on a minute. There was a time in my head in that trial. I thought, if this girl comes and tells these jury what happened to her, we might actually bust case.
Yeah.
But then when I realised she's not in the trial, she's not coming in the trial. That's it. Done. We're done.
So alright, just moving forward then, like obviously you and your code you got small sentences for murder, yeah. So what was it? Because there's different levels in it. So how did they say it? Because obviously it will be gang, like some murders you get, like if it's a gang violence it's like 25 and up, and then like monetary gain is like, do you know what I'm saying? So what was your, like, you got like crimes of passion, do you know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
what they call it, crime of passion, and the remorse that was shown. And I think the judge put an element of diminished responsibility into it.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, these young men probably were quite panicked by what was going on, and you know, one thing led to the other. Yeah. But still, we were willing occupants.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
In carrying out an assault which led to the man's murder. So that's how the judge kind of summed up and described it. You know what I mean? Like, he showed remorse, and you know, it wasn't your intention to. But the technicality in the law says, if you go out equipped with the intention to cause somebody harm, because this is the prosecution's case, and they're saying these two men went out equipped with the intention to cause harm. They didn't go out with the intention to kill this man, but because they went out equipped with tools, whatever it may be, to harm this man, and the injuries caused his death, it's murder.
Yeah. I heard that.
So what I think the judge put into it with the diminished responsibility is the fact that the story got relayed to my boy by his girl, He was emotional.
Yeah.
He relayed it to me.
Yeah.
It was a bit emotional for me, or
Yeah.
very emotional for all of us. So
All of you,
it was a mad thing
Yeah.
for everyone involved. The situation just didn't get handled right. The
Yeah.
girl didn't want to call the police. She didn't tell her mum.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're three youngsters that took a situation into our own hands.
Yeah.
And it spiraled out of control within seconds.
Yeah. I'm gonna get into your prison life in a second, yeah. But just to touch on the actual crime, yeah. What, like, how do you feel about, like, after doing the sentence and you're out there now? How do you feel about the crime, or would you have done anything different? Because, like you say, you didn't actually go out there to drop my man. So it's not like you went out there with murder on your mind, innit? So it's like, if you was to go out and do the same thing again, had someone told you they've been raped, whatever, like, it's not like, you're trying to come out and just drop rapists. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think you just went out to do something, and it just kind of went too far. But how do you feel about that now? Now that you've done the bird or whatever, and you know, the fella that's passed away or whatever. Like, how do you feel about it? Do you feel remorseful because of, like, and it's an honest question, yeah, it's because he may have, or let's say you believe that he's raped this girl, are you remorseful for doing that? Because, like, you know how it gets in jail, yeah, like, if you're a rapist in jail, or you're a paedophile, any type of nonce crimes in jail, they get dealt with properly, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, how do you, because above, what I thought when your brethren shouted me was like, telling me your story or whatever, I was like, I was putting myself in the same situation. I don't talk to police, innit? So it's like, me being in the same situation, say like, a girl that I was close with, and it was like, he raped me and it's confirmed, It's like, you're gonna pattern it yourself, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, or probably tell her, maybe you need to talk to the police or whatever, do you know what I mean? I don't know, but how do you feel now, like you, in your eyes, you've taken a rapist off the roads or off the earth? Do you know what I'm saying? How do you feel about that now?
You know what? Yeah, to be 100%, it's a rapist, innit? So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. To have one less on the earth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. I can't feel bad about myself. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, like, you know what I mean, I'm being bossy about anything I've done, but
No, of course not. Yeah.
come on, man. A germs is a germs, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A nasty is a nastiness. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah. A lot of people, I think people can write in the comments, but I think a lot of people would agree with you. Obviously, there's a lot of people that are more social as well, so they're like, would be like,
you know what the thing about it is, bro? Yeah, rape is a violation.
Yeah.
You know how much women out there is being raped?
Yeah.
And they will tell you what these men have done to them. You know what I mean? And they will tell you, raw, I wish I could have done that to that man, or, you know what I'm saying? Castrate him.
Yeah.
Cut off his bollocks and these type of things, or, you know what I mean? I wish I could strangle him, or rare tear, you know what I'm saying? It's real shit. This is real life, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. Whoever wants to judge me, innit? But if you're real, put yourself in a real situation, and then, you know what I mean? Judge me from there, from reality, you get me?
Yeah.
If you've been a victim of a sex crime, you get me, or something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to be there, it's true.
You know what I'm
Because I
saying?
think a lot of people a lot of women, or even men, whatever, if they had been in that same situation where a family member or someone that's close to them had been raped, they probably want to take it into their own hands as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, some people do call the police and that, but it's like you said, like, it's your brethren's girl, innit? And then he's called on you, like, so.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't judge you for that, innit? That's just my personal opinion. I don't judge you for that. I feel like you had a reason to do what you did, innit? And you're out here now telling your story and big respect. But I feel like, as long as it was kind of confirmed, innit? Like you said, like you did what you had to do to confirm it.
Right. And there's more that happened, like, throughout the trial, like, where even before the trial, my girl I was with at the time, when the murder ball went up and the guy's face was on it, she said to me, Ross, I know that guy, you know. He tried to rape me in a toilet a year before I met you in Holloway.
Oh,
Yeah, I said, what? She said, yeah. I was in Holloway in the hairdressers and half of it's a barber's. I went out the back to use the toilet and this guy followed me in there, locked the door behind, and I said, what are you doing? And he said, oh, run some pussy now. And she said, what if you don't open the door right now? I'm going to scream.
Yeah.
And he opened the door and let her out. And I said, raw, you sure? She said, 100,000,000%. I'll never forget his face. That's the man who tried to rape me.
Yeah.
I said, fucking hell.
Yeah.
What? Hold on a minute. So being a religious man, I said, well, God, did you send me on a works?
Yeah.
Or something like that. And then further on in the trial, the prosecution wanted a character reference from the deceased man's people, his family, his friends, close ones. And I think out of everyone they asked of his people, his brother, his younger brother, he was young, he was about 15, 16 at the time, maybe 17, you know what I mean?
Impact statement.
Yeah, he was smart. You get me? Cool looking you. And he stood up in the box. You get me? Very smart looking youth, man. No scruffy youth. You get me? Just coming off the road like some ruffian or anything. He had his shirt on and a tie done up properly and cane rolls were tight and that. And I was like, right, okay, this tidy looking black youth. And he was well spoken as well. Yeah. And I just didn't expect this. In a million years, I wouldn't have expected this. But when he started speaking, and they were questioning him on what happened with that girl, and have you seen her before, and how many times did you come to the house? And he was genuine. He could tell, you know, when someone's lying, you know, when someone's telling the truth. And he was genuine. He said, yeah, I see her the first time she come with my brother to the yard. We sat down and all of us, my girlfriend was there and a couple of her friends, and we're drinking and smoking and music's playing and social thing. And then she left, and then she came back a second time and then went in the bedroom. I remember that, I don't know what happened in there. I remember they come out of there after and whatever. And obviously the prosecution and the barrister go into him and say, well, did she look distressed when she come out? And I won't go into all of that. But what he did say, he said, because they asked him, how was your brother? What kind of a man was he? What kind of man was he with women? And that was the pivotal moment for me when he said, well, my brother, he got a lot of baby mothers. And I used to say to him, it's going to get you in problems and stuff like that, but he didn't care. And then he used to go to fun fairs as well and stuff and try and pick up all these young girls. And I used to tell him, you got to stop that.
Swear down.
Yeah.
What, young girls?
Young girls.
Okay.
Really young girls, he said. And I used to tell him to stop that, but you know what I mean? That was just the way my brother was.
Okay, and this was a big man as well, you said, didn't it? Yeah.
He was probably about, like I said, between 15, maybe 17. Between 15 and 17, you understand? But he was well spoken.
No, I mean like...
Sorry. Yeah, the guy, the rapist, yeah. He was a big man. He was about 38 at the time.
Yeah, 38, yeah.
You understand? So...
What you doing around fun fairs? You know what I mean?
You doing around fun fairs. Your older brother, your flesh and blood is standing up in this court telling people that, okay, you got a lot. There's nothing wrong with having a lot of baby mothers. I don't know. Well, some people might differ. I don't know. It's another show, isn't it? But you get me, in our culture, you get me. Black people, I don't know, all types of people, white, black, pink, blue. Enough man have enough baby mothers. So I didn't really think that was okay, a problem. Yeah. So, but when he went into the fun fair thing,
that's mad.
I could see what he was trying to say. Yeah. He was trying to not basically say blatantly that my brother was a fucking predator towards young women. He done it respectfully. Yeah. And said, look.
Because his whole family is probably judging him, saying like,
come on, man.
You're coming
out. You're a womanizer.
Yeah.
And you're dep on young gal. What you doing?
Yeah.
So for me, where you was talking about how I feel, at that point I felt like, okay, and I always refer to God for some reason. And then I say, God, all right, I can see what you done. Yeah. Because at the time, my life was a bit mad. I had a few little beefs here and there. Had man trying to shoot me down on Wood Green Eye Road. You get me? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was in beefs with man. You get me? Man was coming to my yard. I'm looking for man. Just general, you get me, in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Hood shit going on. And I was moving mad. Yeah. And I felt like, raw. I don't know where my life's going right now, you know. And then that happened with my dog. And then I have to sit down for how many years? Yeah. But over them years, you get me? I grew up into a man. Yeah, man. And I see what the right thing is to do, the right path. You get me? I realize, you get me? This is my talent, music and that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Follow my music. get a couple more skills, get driving license, this, that, and the other, vocational, non-vocational, learn how to do bricklaying, and you know what I mean, CSCS card, so I'm employable. You know what I mean?
You made the best out.
Master my art. You know what I mean? And I made the best out of it, man.
Yeah. Tell us about prison then. Do you remember your first day in prison? Your first night in prison?
Yeah, man. Horrible, man. The noises and...
This would have been Feltham, innit?
Yeah, Feltham.
Everyone window worrying and that. Yeah,
window worrying. I thought, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, because I saw a film before that, called Scum.
Scum.
You ever seen Scum?
I think I've heard of it.
Oh my God, it's an old school prison film set in a Borstal. Yeah, and these young boys in there get violated. Yeah. You get me? By the wardens or whatever, and battered. And so I used to think, rah, prison might be like that. Yeah. And you hear stories about like Screws beat man up and it's mad in jail. And because if you've never been in jail before, all you know is what you see on TV and what you hear, and you know what I mean.
But Screws beat man up still, like,
yeah,
I
got
beat up by Screws.
It's true because I've seen it. You get me? You know what I'm saying? I've got it with the Screws before.
Yeah, you've gone with the Screws. Yeah.
Come on, so you know what I mean. My first night, I was like, rah. What's going on? But obviously, my first time was for driving offences, innit? But still, I was thinking, rah, they're going to some racist thing. They're going to be like, yeah, you black bastard, we're going to come and batter you to show you's in charge. You know what I mean? So I was like, fuck. You know what I mean? So I don't think I even slept, bro, until about, I don't know, when the sun starts coming up. You know what I mean? It's getting blue now. Yeah, all right, cool. That was my first night in jail, man. I was like, rah, man, this is mad. I wonder what's going to happen when they open the door and then obviously do the induction and rear tear. But about glorifying jail, when they did open the door and I saw all the men that are from the ends and that, I thought, oh shit. This is like children's home, but more secure now. Yeah, the man them's here.
Yeah, a few people said that it's like children's home.
Come on, man, there's weed, man. The man them are brewing hooch. What? They're making alcohol out of oranges and bread and that. Nah, this is mad. Come on, you know what I'm saying, man? Them are beating tunes and tear. But you know what the mad thing is as well? When they locked off the TV, bish, 10 o'clock. I was like,
shit. Them days, yeah.
I was like, nah, this is peak. How am I going to keep the TV on? And man, look, you can wire it to the light.
Yeah, you wire it to the light and that. Yeah.
Come on, man. Then I started realizing, these prisoners have got some fucking skills, man. Yeah. Like, the shit prisoners come up with, like, inventions.
Yeah, what you learn, you just learn. You just learn it, bro.
Survival skills and all that. Yeah, man. So, man.
So, bam.
Adjusted to prison kind of quick still.
Yeah. Bam. What, did you say you got starred up?
Yeah, but that's because of
Would you just turn to
the offence, because of this murder. Obviously, they want you as high risk in it when you first start off, and then they'll kind of lower your risk as the years go on. And you go through the system in it, like the A cat, B cat, C cat.
Because YOs, they don't have a, because they do. I know Aylesbury's a long term or
Aylesbury's A cat.
Is it classified A cat?
It's a high security A cat prison.
Okay, because I know
I might have reclassified it since I've left there, but at the time,
Yeah, I do know it's long terms for young offenders. I know they do hold long terms, and then there's another jail that do like long term for young offenders. But I didn't know there was categorized like how the convicts, like the adult jails, like you got category A, B, and C. I didn't know they did that because, you know what I mean? Because then I just.
Yeah, so I think what it is with the YOYs and stuff like that, you've got them secure units type of thing, and then you've got like Feltham. Yeah. She's got the young side like Partridge, and I think what is it like? Oh, what's them that young side called? And then you got the older side of Feltham. You know what I'm saying?
Kingfisher.
Kingfisher
was one of them. I think.
And then the younger side, they've got what is it? I forgot. It's already fucking. They've got a younger side anyway. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, you get me. You've got Aylesbury. And I don't know what other jails are like Aylesbury, but they will hold like high risk young offenders. Yeah. Up until 21.
Yeah. So that was kind of like the Cat A for young offenders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your proudest moment in prison in the 17 years that you served?
Getting to open prison.
Oh, you got DCAT?
I got DCAT, yeah. That's a big achievement, man, because
I
straight away people start telling you, you know what I mean? Oh, you're going to go over tariff. You know what I mean? No, but I did kind of go over tariff, but you know what I mean? I didn't feel like I went over tariff as such, you know what I mean?
You went over by 2 years or 3 years?
Yeah. So you know what I mean? I got a DCAT at a time where I thought like, yeah, it's cool for me to have DCAT because I was comfortable in my CCAT anyway. You know what I mean? Jail's mad. You get institutionalized in there, bro. You get comfortable. It's mad. Like you paint up your cell, put nice rug down and all that, and it's like, it sounds mad. And man that are in jail or done jail know, like you can, like, oh, this is my cell, it's my yard. You don't really want to move. But you got to do sideways moves anyway to progress, and sometimes security will move you. DST.
Yeah, and then when DST spin you, and then your cell's upside down, and you take pride in it as well. Like when DST spin, you're pissed because like, and even when when you've patterned up your cell, you got it cleaned up, like the whole floor looks squeaky and that, and then certain man are coming into your cell, touching things and that. You get institutionalized in it, especially when it's years. It feels like your yard, innit?
Yeah, that's right. It does.
You get it, like, and then you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I get that because I was in a B cat and they wanted to move me to a C cat, and then I was hoping to get a D cat. I never got a D cat, but they wanted to move me to a C cat, and I just had a year left, and I did like. I had a year left and I'm thinking, bro, I'm in B-Cat with a year left here. Like, what's the point in going C-Cat? Like, I've done 4 years in A and B-Cat, do you know what I'm saying? What's the point in going to C-Cat? And then when you go to C, it is a different, I don't know if it was the same for you, but when you go from like the high securities, the dispersals or like the high securities, whatever, and then you go to like a C-Cat or a D-Cat, it's a different caliber of man. If you
definitely. When you go to them long-term jails, like straight away, like a lot of the men in there will be like to you, there'll be none of that YOY behaviour, and it's always like YOYs and you get me, what you know what I mean? They don't like YOYs, and
they don't like that youngish
bit. You know, like certain man will get at you for playing your music after 10 o'clock and all that. So you're like, raw. You know, like you're thinking, oh, man, I'm a bad boy. I play my music till I want, but you quickly realizing that, you know what, you live with these guys, and what you gonna do? Keep fighting these guys every day and keep moving so on. You know what? Alright, for true.
Yeah, you know it's true. Fam, I was the same. First year, I was like, because I used to have the biggest set on the wing. Like, I used to have a massive set.
You saying the basic stereo, yeah? The one that puts you on
but you know what, man? Yeah, them ones when they like lock it off, and then you're not locking off, and then they just they shut off your electricity. You know what I'm saying? But I used to have a loud thing. I used to beat my music, and then when I remember I got a complaint, like, bro, but the way the brother approached me, he was like, bro, I'm doing my prayers at this time, can you please turn down the music? And I thought, at first I thought to myself, is he trying to violate him to play? I'm in my yard, I played, you know what I'm saying? But then I thought about it, because I was young as well, but I thought about it and I was like, it's true, like, these men are doing life and they're living here as well, Like, by a certain time, man should turn down the music. The man am I trying to pray as well. You know, man get religious and that. Man am I trying to pray. Man am I trying to watch their own TV, but they can't do that because you're beating out your music and the walls are hollow, innit? You know what I mean? So yeah, it is more of like a respect thing, and you in them places you learn to respect each other more, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? And you grow proper. But then I think when you're in the YOs and everyone's just running around, everyone's just doing fuckery for no reason, it's a bit different. What would you say the worst injury that you've seen or been in jail?
Fucking hell, the worst injury I've seen is a man basically get melt off. Like
everyone says
a Dutch pot with the hot oil. Ooh. Full sight, and that's mad.
I was gonna say,
See a man get the Dutch pot and hot oil, and it's just disgusting. Yeah, a big man screaming like that. You get me? Obviously, he's trying to
wipe his face, and the skin's coming off.
It's coming off even more. It's hot oil. It's disgusting. But there's another thing the man I'm using as well. Ghee. They boil the butter in a pot and then fling it on, man. You get me? And then on top of that, chef man as well. So fucking hell. You get me? But the worst injury I've been in as well was mad. Some madness happened to me when I was in fucking the Ville.
Pentonville?
Over some misunderstanding. Some youth that wasn't right in his head. And I think he was in there for our case as well. Some madness happened, bro. And the man chefed me in my fucking neck, fam.
Oh, he chefed you in your neck?
Chefed me in my neck. He was mad. Have you ever seen Chopper?
Yeah.
Do you know when Chopper,
when he thinks...
No, he's in the jail with his brethren, or they're in a little exercise thing together, and then his brethren comes up to him and chefs him.
Yeah.
And then Chopper goes, "What do you do that for, mate?" Yeah. Bloody hell, I was just talking to you. He's so casual, like, bloody hell, like. Yeah. But the guy that chefs him starts going, "Oh, sorry, Chopper, mate. I don't know what I've done." And Chopper's like, "Oh, cool, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Fucking hell, mate. Give me a cigarette." So it was like one of them situations, because when the guy done it, he started going, "I'm sorry, man. What have I done? Like, I'm sorry, I didn't know." I thought, what the fuck? And I kind of understood it. 'Cause I knew the guy was off key.
Yeah.
So I thought, hold on a minute, this is mad. At the time, it just felt like a scratch. But then, obviously, when I went to hospital, it was 23 fucking stitches in my neck, bro.
You get chopped or
Yeah,
chopped?
chopped, sliced, 23 stitches in my neck, bro. So it was a mad thing. So like, I was like, fucking hell, I could have dead. Like, it missed in my carotid artery, innit? You know what I mean? Another injury I had was in Full Sutton. One youth had a poker thing, one thing that, you know, in the fridge, yeah, you got them fucking, the shelves.
Yeah.
But they got the metal on the minute, the metal grill shelves.
Yeah.
I think he had one of them, so he made it into a poker, like an ice pick.
Yeah.
You get me? And it was this, the story's mad, bro. It's like me and this guy, Madsky, shout out Madsky, man, my bro. You get me? We had a little clash, you get me? Like kind of garage, kind of grind.
Rapping
bar
and that,
for bar thing,
yeah.
yeah. Just fun, you get me, for Christmas and that on the wing. But you know what? It started all from Black History Month, yeah. They gave us a mixing board, couple speakers, a microphone.
Yeah.
And was like, yeah, that's you lot. You get your little patties and that. And,
Yeah.
and that's the budget. Yeah, that's you lot. So you know how they do with that. That's your
yeah.
Black History Month. You had your music and your food, have that.
Yeah.
And your social room to play your music in. But don't play it too loud. But anyway, it started from there. We was doing our thing, making mixtapes, rare. And we decided to have a clash for Christmas. Be a yardies on the wing and all that. Yeah, so we had a big audience. You get me? Like, yeah. So we had a little clash, and then in the clash, one youth who I had problems with, which is his brethren from his ends in Birmingham, you get me? He must have used in one of his bars. He was like, yeah, my man was going to chef you, but we told him to lie you and rare tear. And then I retaliated with, well, my man ain't a bad man because this happened to him in what was it? Long Larton by rare tear. And that was it. I shut it down because it was truth. Yeah, because he must have got boxed in his face and the man took his tech off of him.
Yeah, he took his phone off him, yeah.
Right, yeah. Trust me, I'll tell you after. It was gonna be no man, he's from the ends.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
So anyway, when I've done that, and the man them all knew about that as well, they were like, nah, thumping off walls and get me kicking off doors and that. And my man was really embarrassed, so he carried feelings. Man put battery in him, he get me and gassed him up and said, raw, retaliation, you know, because if that was me, ooh,
yeah, all of that, yeah.
If that was me, ooh, guns out, if my man said that about me, ooh. So he literally, the next day, tried to chef me for that. You get me?
We come out with this thing.
Yeah, the guy that I had the problem with, not my brethren I had the clash with, you get me? So that was right there, bro. Like,
he chopped you there.
Yeah, but it was mad. I was sitting on the bed and he's come in the cell and I'm watching him. You get me? Standing there smoking a burn, but he's got one hand in his trousers and his tracksuit. You know the grey tracksuit bottom?
Yeah.
He's got in the full prison tracksuit. So obviously I'm printing right. Usually you got in your own garms. You got in the prison tracksuit. What?
Yeah.
You're lurking. You're active. Oh, go on. You're smoking the burn. He's got his hand in his trousers. He's not
trainers on.
Trainers on.
Yeah.
But I'm watching him. You get me? So imagine the door's there. Yeah. And I'm just watching him from this side. And then he's launching me. So I've turned. Get me led back. Get me caught him with my foot. And it was lucky I done that when I caught him with my foot. Because that made the poker go in at a certain angle.
Yeah.
He was telling man he's going to stab out my eye.
Yeah, okay. You're trying
Watch
to
what I do to him. I'm going to poke out and I stab out his eye.
Yeah.
He tried to make me fetty whap.
Yeah.
He weren't going like that.
Yeah.
Had to lean back. React, you understand? So that was another mad thing still. So those are the two worst injuries.
I was going to say,
for me, man,
for someone that spent 17 years, I can't see no chops on your face. Obviously, you just spoke about, you know what I mean? And that's like a good thing to do.
Only for cocoa butter and biowell.
Yeah. I respect it still. I respect it. Come on, especially Swole Side's a bad Joe as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So to come out of there with no facial chops or nothing like that.
Yeah.
You got the thing there and that, but yeah, that's nuts. And I like to say this as well. I do ask about like the injuries and that going in jail car. You know, for the youths that ain't gone jail and think it might be a holiday camp and it does get sticky.
It's not,
do you know what I mean?
Trust me. Man, I got Rambos in there as well, you know, and they make them big zombie things out of madness.
In the
jail.
workshops,
The workshops. Trust me. You think
man,
you
are
see
coming up
Rambos
with
on
big
road,
things.
wait till you go jail and see what they got in jail. It's a madness, man. It needs to stop, man. It's stupid, man. Trust me. It's over some dumb shit as well, man.
Yeah, it's always, the politics are always over dumb shit. Do you know what I was going to say? Kai, you went jail quite, 2003 was it?
Yeah.
For this, and when did you come out?
I got out in 2016, and then after that, there's a couple of recalls, innit?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so 2003 to 2016. What was it like? Because when I was going jail in the earlier days, it wasn't so like it was proper difficult to get your hands on a mash, like a proper phone in it. Do you know what I'm saying? And then it would be like the lipstick. Do you remember the lipstick thing? Yeah,
oh, man, I remember that one.
Or like a Nokia thing and everything like that. What was it like getting like phones and that back in the day, especially being in high security? Was it myth?
What? Yeah, it was a bit of a myth still. You knew 1 or 2 man had them, but obviously they're gonna abuse you with them, innit? You know what I mean? And obviously if you know what I mean, you know a man who knows a man, you might get a use of it and that, you know what I mean? But for the majority of my time when I was in CCAT and DCAT, I didn't really want the mash around me, you know?
You doing life,
Yeah, because if you get bagged with that, that's a setback. That can cost me 2 years.
2 years setback, yeah.
I'm not, nah, fuck that. So you know what I do? I use it on Soch. You get me? Like, and then have a look at, we call it keeping dog. I'm gonna keep dog on the door, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Use it, put it away. You know what I mean? Emergency times at night, if man had to make that call and rare to line up a pack or whatnot. You know what I mean?
But what I wanted to get into with that question as well was, how did you hold on to your relationships, Kai? You mentioned that you had a girlfriend before.
Yeah. No, she faded out after the trial, man.
So straight away,
yeah, she faded out, man. But you know what? I told her to go and do her own thing, you know. I said to her, listen, don't wait for me, man. Live your life, innit?
Yeah, respect.
And you know what? To be honest with you, I didn't want to tell her that. But my brethren said, tell her to do that. And I listened to my brethren.
No.
I said, for true, you know. For true, you know, because it's better I do that than find out she's cheating on man and then I'm bugging out in there. And that's what man said to me. He said, listen, you bet you do that. If you find out she's fucking your brethren or this, that, or the other, and she probably most likely is fucking one of your brethren because she's been around you and wherever. She's been around your circle. It might be that. So you have to accept that in your head. She might be fucking your brethren right now, but just... Allow it, innit? Let her live her life. What you gonna do? Wait around for you for what? 10 years?
10 years.
Which girl's gonna wait
it's a myth.
for, you get me, the D for 10 years? It's not gonna happen. So first of all, she tried to be defensive, like, no. And then Tutu doesn't even hear nothing from her. No postal order, no clothes. Get me, no answering the phone. Get me, no visits getting booked. Okay, cool, do your thing, man. I wish you were the best.
She just cut. I would have give you that same advice though, bro. Don't get me wrong, I got my brothers that are doing life here, that they got their gal and... Do you know what I'm saying? But do you know what it is? When you're in that situation, the reality is, just from a man outside of the situation looking in, the reality is, bro, you're doing life. I'm talking about man doing big ones, like, you know, 28s, 30s and that, like, and she, bruv, I think the thing to tell your gal is like, either do your thing, cut, but don't let me know what you're doing, but right, if I shout at you, pick up the phone. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe send a letter here and there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like most man that have got long birds that's got a gal, like, it's like, of course these gal are not just sitting down doing nothing here. So it's like, right, come visit once a month.
You see what? Sorry to cut you. That's the difference between a man and a boy, you know. You see, to be a real man, you have to accept it in your chest, you know. Your girl might be getting at the pussy, but you know what? One day when you get out, that's your pussy still. You get me? But think about it. If you didn't break her virginity, that wasn't, you know, you get me? She wasn't your pussy before that anyway. So if you can accept that this girl, get me, had sex before you, she's gonna, you get me? And you're in jail, she's gonna, it's the same sort of thing, innit?
You have to just accept it.
You have to accept it like raw. But she's a good person. So take the sex out of the equation. I still want her in my circle. You get me? But you have to be mature and strong enough to do that. And if you and the gal ain't like that, then you get me, it's gonna fade out. It's gone, innit?
And it's difficult as well when, like you said, like you might just be able to use the phone during social or whatever, like, you know. Like my time, bro, I was just like, I used to just have my mash all the time, fam. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I'll pull it away when it's time, if I had a bad feeling, or like I used to have a good spot for it anyway. So if they come, do you know what I'm saying? But like, I used to hold into my relationships like that. But if you're just like sending letters and then during you get out for an hour a day, 2 hours a day, you're not really. Yeah,
but be honest though, sometimes with that mash when you're chatting to your chick, you want to smash it up in it.
Do you know what, do you know what?
I'm selling this today, guys. If I keep chatting to this gal, I'm shouting and I swear the screws have got the scanners on and I'm shouting, this gal, oh my God.
Word. A girl that I was with before that, see the girl that I'm with now, she held down like a year and a half of the last year and a half of my birth, you get me? But I was with someone before that, and they used to give me, like, she used to do weird things, like she's not picking up and it's like You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not picking up the phone, and then she'll pick up hours later telling me her phone's was on silent, but then it's constantly on silent. So then, but I used to go mad. Like, but then you know when you're in jail, like you go mad, like you saying to right, man's gonna get myself bagged. Do you know what I'm saying? So then, but that girl, yeah, man, to allow that still. But the girl that I'm with now, like she was proper. The timetable, everything was proper. Like she went bed when man went bed. Basically, everything was patterned kind of thing. So I didn't really
watching the same TV programs and that together.
Man used to have the Netflix in it, so we'd be like, yeah, let's watch this series and binge it together. And obviously when I'm out for Soch, the phone goes away. Yours was different, innit? Use it during Soch. I put the phone away because that's, you see, them times that's when they can get you. Like when you're in Soch, when you think you can take it out.
That's right.
So yeah, I used to put the phone away, and then certain times of the night I'll be like, it's cool, let me take the phone out now, then we can go in it. But yeah, it must have been hard to maintain a relationship, especially with no phone. But what about afterwards? Did you have little girlfriends here and there?
You know what? Through jail, I had 1 or 2 female officers. You get me? 2 screw.
Oh yeah, 2 screws. Yeah.
And a little team. You get me? And that. Yeah. So you know what I mean? Like, help pass the time.
Yeah. So
Shout out Swellside.
So you had a couple of screws there, yeah?
Yeah, 1 or 2 help pass the time, man. And then obviously I was like to the man, yo, pattern me up with, you get me, a gal now, like ask your girlfriend to, you get me, book a double V, you know them way there, like.
And just gal that are just gonna entertain it.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So I had a few of them, you know what I mean, that came and went, and And in 2010, I met my baby mother. Yeah, so because when I got out the first time in 2016, I was out for 9 months. I was living with my baby mother. She had our first year, and then obviously I went back to jail and I recall. And then so yeah, over the years, you know what I'm saying? One of them girls I was thinking ended up being my baby mother. You know what I mean? But Joe's mad like that because when you do a long time and you find someone that's being genuine at the time with you, you kind of latch onto that. I believe it or not, man are vulnerable in jail, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? You're in the sense of relationship with gal.
Yeah.
You get me? The power shift changes. All the powers with them.
Yeah. But
they know it as well, you get me? And then when you get out, it changes again. And then it's beef though, because you get me? She had the power when you was in jail. Now you regaining the power, now, but she don't like it. And rare tear.
Dynamics are changing.
It's political. Them know.
Yeah. But I think 100% though, I think gal will more entertain your shit when you're in jail rather than your brethren from road. Like gal will send the letters and the postals or whatever. Like, do you know what I mean? If they're with you, they're kind of with you. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Girls have just got that in them. That's just what I know. That's my personal experience. But a lot of that man's been in jail with, they all say the same thing. That everyone's got, even if it's not their gal, it could just be any gal, but she's there writing the letters, sending the pictures, the postals or whatever, or handling your bank account or whatever's going on. Like, it's usually gal that do that. Like, man are just doing their own thing outside, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a bit, but yeah. What I wanted to ask as well, what did you get recalled for quickly?
Not staying at the address I was supposed to, man, and then
and you ended up having to do all those years.
Yeah, because it was a bit more complicated than that as well. Baby mother was like, "Oh, we've been having arguments, and he's not been staying there. He's staying at his mum's house." And you know what I mean? She was like, "Oh, I think you should recall him." And we had a fight, and 6 months ago, you know what I mean? We had a fight and my probation was like, "What?" And he ain't told me none of this. All right, then, cool, really cool. And that was my probation worker being racist and I think biased, you know what I'm saying, and just being a genuine prick, innit? You know what I'm saying? And then it was mad. The second recall was for trying to get my clothes from my baby mother's yard, man. She just bugged out when I went there. I went there with my auntie and my sister, trying to camera recording. Right, auntie, recording it. So if she tried to say anything, can bug out. We got the evidence, but nah,
didn't work.
It didn't work. He went all mad. My probation was like, "Raw, well, she said that you done this and that, and you know what I'm saying? You went there and you wasn't invited, but it was like I was living there. It was my yard, innit? I left my baby mother. It was calm for me to just go there, but the way it got spun, you know what I mean? And his probation and their power that they have, you know what I mean? They can recall you like
just
that.
Just like that,
You know what I'm saying? And then say, all right, then, even though we know about what happened now and rare tear and you still got to go for a parole board. You know what I mean? And that's going to cost you this amount of time. And by the way, there's a backlog. So while you're waiting, do you want to do a course?
Yeah,
What?
all of that bullshit.
I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm not here on no charges. I'm only here because you want to recall me, you know?
Yeah.
I ain't got no police conviction, you know,
Yeah.
for none of these recalls, you know.
Yeah.
Both of them just NFA, okay, we know what is a pastor with you and your baby mother.
But they just want you behind your door.
We ain't got no qualms with you, but you know what? What probation do? It's
Yeah.
fuckery when that happens, you know. Probation have got too much power to recall man for stupidness when they can just deal with the situation on the road.
On top of that, like, what people might not know, because even though you only did, well, you did 17 years total, yeah, but only because even though you did, was it 12, 13 years for the life,
Yeah,
the life tariff was like 12 years. Your license is for life, innit?
That's right, yeah,
So
99.
even right now, if you get bagged with a zoot or something, they can drag you back. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for the rest of your life, basically.
Yeah, they can fuck with man. So I make sure I move. You get me? Super on point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All the time, 24/7. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
No slipping out here, man. I ain't playing that shit.
So So for the 17 years that you spent inside there, what would you say was your biggest lesson? Like, what did you learn from? What would you say the most valuable thing that you learned in them 17 years?
Assess things thoroughly before you act on them.
Yeah.
Before you activate, yeah, man. You have to assess things thoroughly, man, and weigh up the consequences of what
Calculate the risk.
Calculate the risk. That's it, man. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to, because it's your life out here, man. You only get one of these.
Yeah.
You get me? So it's either like everyone says, typically you either end up in jail or you're going to be dead.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? Spend a long time in jail or be dead, or just be out here, innit? And enjoy your life, innit? Like, so that's what I learned, man. You get me? Man, I have to be super calculated and assess everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a mad way to live, because sometimes you just want to live freestyle and like live every minute as it comes in. It's sort of like wing it. That's it, you know what I'm saying? But you can't.
No.
In my situation, you have to look at everything. I got to think about what my brethren's got on him when he's getting in my car.
Yeah.
You get me?
100%, yeah.
What is he on and what's going on for him lately?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm asking my brethren, like, what going lately? You all right?
Yeah.
What, everything Chris on the road?
Yeah.
Any politics and where they're tearing? You get me? Drop me down the road. Yeah, no problem. But yeah, everything calm down there. You know what I mean? Like, I want to pull over in the road. I'm involved in something straight away with you, because I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to run off and leave you. So don't put me in a situation like that where you think, yeah, I was going to back me anyway. Fuck it. Or,
it's true.
Because some people forget to realize that I've done 17 years, so they're talking to me out here like I've just been out here. And they're like, oh shit, you know, I forgot, you know.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting.
Yeah, you miss
know what I mean?
loads. Yeah, you miss literally.
It goes over a lot of people's head because I'm just normal, innit? I'm just calm. You'd think I'm just an everyday guy that's just been out here, but I ain't.
Yeah.
Man's been in the cave.
Yeah, and that's I respect that as well. To come out after such a long time and still have your head on your shoulders and still be making sense. But that's what I was gonna get onto next. What are you doing with yourself now? Obviously to keep out of the fuckery and that. What are you doing with yourself?
Music,
now?
you know. Music, bro.
Have you got any links in that you want to shout out?
Yeah,
I'm gonna put everything in the description.
MMT, Music Media Trends. That's my boy there. You can get me on Insta, YouTube. I've got a channel up on that. All the other platforms, Spotify, everything. I'm on all major platforms. I've got a tune out called Beam Through It All. I've got another one coming out called In a Real Life. Go on my IG, you'll see a few freestyles on there and that, and I'm uploading one tonight as well. Yeah. So,
cold. All of that's going to be in the description.
Been busy
for you guys to go and run it up. You get me? Lastly, what advice would you have for the youths nowadays that could be getting themselves into trouble? Like, what advice would you have for them? And then what advice would you probably give to your younger self before you caught that?
Well, for the young man them out there, I'd say obviously just think first, innit, man, and prioritize yourself and your family, man. You get me? First, man. You get me? And obviously your family might be the man them, innit? You get me? At the time when I did my you get me? My family was my brother. You get me? So you know what I mean? That's what I prioritize. But you get me? You just have to just think about everything properly, man, and you know what I mean? Know what you're doing, man. You know what I mean? If you're ready to accept the consequences of your action and live with that, then that's what you're doing it. But obviously if there's another avenue you can go down, you get me? and keep yourself out here and safe and keep all your family in that safe and be calm, then choose the calmer option, man. Get me? Jail shitty. You know what I'm saying? Man can have fun in there and the man them's in there and all that, but it's shitty.
But you see, even that fun, it's like making the best out of a bad situation.
Right. Trust me.
It's not fun. Like, it don't matter how man make it look, it's not actually fun.
It's not.
Man just making the best.
It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. Man are making fun out of sadness, you get me? Because there's nothing else to do. If you don't have a laugh in there, you get me, on the wing and that, you're just going to end up bugging out on the screws, or you get me, bugging out on each other, or end up in some type of serious depression and that. So that's why man have a laugh in jail and all that, but that's not the place to be, man. You know what I'm saying? But you got to smell people's shit, and you know what I'm saying, and dirty showers and rotten cells, cockroaches and rats and mice and you know what I'm saying, pigeon shit on your window, and you know what I'm saying,
and
all type of nastiness, man.
You got man trying to chop you and that.
Man trying to chop you, you know what I'm saying, and that, and you got to live on the wing, you get me, with these guys that are trying to kill you and all that, and then you move to a next wing, the same things happen and they just don't stop. That's no life to live, man. That's dead, man.
Yeah, big advice, man. Big respect, my brother. Yeah, but I think that was everything still. That was a good one. I think everyone should leave in the comments what they think. What would you do in that situation? You know, like, what would you do in that situation? If someone raped someone that you was close to, what would you do? Or do you feel like you did the right thing? I do. Do you know what I mean? I feel like, you know, I probably would have done the same thing had I been in that situation. But yeah, big respect for coming on.
Respect, man. Yeah, you can get me on the IG. That's official_letter O 13. Yeah, on all the platforms. I'm about shout out MMT, respect SP.
Yeah, come on, my brother. Yeah, I'm gonna put all of that in the description anyway, so everyone's gonna be able to just click it and just see. You get me? But yeah, this was a good one. This was an interesting one. Respect, Delinquent Nation, Prison Diaries.
Delinquent Nation. Turn up.